I almost don't want to say it out loud, but I will. Can you believe summer is almost half over already? Each week this summer, I've been reviewing a library book that you may want to add to your reading list. Have you been keeping up? We're on book number 4 now, Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, which came out earlier this year. There was a 2-week wait at my local library to get a copy. The story, or stories, in Life After Life revolve around Ursula Todd, who was born, for the first time, in 1910. She died shortly after being born. She was strangled by the umbilical cord. If only the doctor hadn't been delayed because of a horrible snowstorm, maybe she would have been saved. If only you could turn back time and make a few changes, maybe everything would be different. Ursula Todd was born for the second time in 1910. Despite the snowstorm, the doctor made it to her house just in the nick of time to cut the umbilical cord that was strangling her. Kate Atkinson has given Ursula the power to start over, although Ursula isn't completely aware of her ability. She seems to know that she needs to act out in a way that might be out of the ordinary, or maybe she just feels a strong sense of déjà vu, but she isn't sure why. The book follows the story of Ursula's family, her mother Sylvie, father Hugh, older siblings Maurice and Pamela, and younger brother Teddy, as well as an eccentric aunt. Ursula is able to live her life as if time is circular instead of linear. If there is a mistake made or an event that may happen that would change her life or affect someone in her family, Ursula is given a 2nd, 5th, 20th chance to change her actions so the outcome is different. For example, a housemaid who is close to the family goes to London with her fiancé for a V-Day celebration. She gets the flu and dies, but not before she infects most of the family, who also end up dying, but Ursula has the ability to change that. She's not sure why, but she's compelled to stop the housemaid from attending the celebration. Time starts over, and Ursula tries lying about the maid's fiancé kissing another girl, hoping it will make the housemaid not attend the celebration, but it doesn't work. The maid still goes, gets sick, brings the illness back into the house, and half of the family dies, including Ursula. Time starts again. Ursula doesn't know why, but she's compelled to push the housemaid down the stairs, causing her to break a leg, which makes her stay home. The housemaid's fiancé contracts the flu and dies, but the maid doesn't contract it, doesn't bring it into the house, and Ursula's family survives. What we find is that although Ursula can be reborn and walk a little faster so she doesn't run into the vagrant who may have harmed her and changed her life forever, or maybe be a little more street smart so she isn't impregnated by her brother's rowdy friend as a teenager, or perhaps she has an affair so she isn't in downtown London during the horrible World War II bombings in London, there are some things that she can't change. You'll have to read the book to find out what Ursula was able to stop and what she was just bound to happen, just no matter what she did. What I liked about the book was the idea. Although it's not original to Atkinson, the time being circular and all, every action has an impact and everything else that happens on that is impacted because of the original action, it does make you wonder if it's kismet that you missed the train this morning, or did you just have plain old bad luck? I know there are things that have happened in my life that I wouldn't mind changing, but if there were changed, would something worse have happened, or would something that was great that would have happened later in life not have happened to me? It really gets you thinking. What I didn't like about the book was the retelling of the actions that did stay the same. I understand the author needed to create a suspension of disbelief and make sure there was a pattern so we knew it was happening to Ursula and that she was being reborn every time, but I felt it was a little bit of an overkill. And speaking of kill, it is a rather long book, and at times I found myself wishing Ursula would just die already so the storyline would finish. Although sometimes it didn't finish, it started all over again. All in all, I think it was an interesting read, and I'd recommend reading it when you're relaxing at home. Each week during the summer, I'll be reviewing a book I'm reading for you so you can decide if that book makes it to your library list. Next week, I'm reading The Day My Brain Exploded by Ashok Rajaman. Don't forget to join the conversation on Facebook, where you can let me know what your thoughts on the book were or give a suggestion for what we should read next week. I'm Leigh Pafford, and that's what's on my library list.